Hey, all you drunks out there.
Hey.
I'm Axel. This is DB.
What up?
Welcome to another episode of Beer or Bust, the show where we drink a six-pack of beer and rate it in 5 different categories for you to determine if this is a beer you should drink or a bust you should avoid. Tell them about today's beer, DB.
Today's beer is from Chicago, Illinois. And I gotta actually look at the damn label. Petaluma, California. Laguanita Something Ale.
Little something.
Yeah, what?
Laguanita's
Something Ale.
Lagunitas little something ale.
Why are you saying it incorrectly?
Take my word for it. It's
Okay.
little something ale.
It says limited release, first of all. Ooh, what could that be?
The lovely young lady on the bottle suggests that I might get a limited release.
You know what else is interesting?
We need our bottle openers.
We didn't ever grab the bottle openers.
Let's DB work. I don't know why you're expecting the bouncer to grab the bottle openers. Well, I think the lovely young lady on the bottle is inviting me to take a taste. Wow. I wasn't expecting to like this. I know it's got a very high IBU rating, but that's pretty tasty, I gotta say. Very, very rich in flavor.
I think I just took like a massive drink of it, so give me a second.
I can tell already it's going to be hard on the chuggability challenge.
Oh yeah,
It seems like the mouth. I mean, the spout is shorter.
Yeah,
And it seems like a smaller opening too. Like definitely, I can't even get my finger down in them.
yeah.
So it's going to be hard chugging these things, and not to mention how heavy they are.
Sometimes you do want a finger down in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it as a beer drinker. How are you taking it as a lightweight?
Oh, it's got to me it has that what they would call the bitter or the I call it wood. It's like chewing on wood.
It's good, solid, rich, from the tip of your tongue all the way down into your stomach. I like it all the way down. Doesn't have any kind of gaggy, acidic, what do you call it?
It
Acid
literally
reflux.
says life is uncertain. Don't sip.
So maybe it was meant to be chugged. So as you guys know, we like to start off by discussing the label, and this one makes my pants feel funny.
I like the idea that they went back to the kind of 1950s is what I want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Style.
What was that? The World War II poster, the We Can Do It girl, what was her name? Rivet Betty or something.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of,
what's her
just a
name?
strong,
Now we
sexy
got
woman.
the
I feel like they're
dog.
making America great again. And
Other
nothing
than
says
sours.
America like a
beer.
Spanish name like Laguanitas.
Yeah. So we're all on collective disability. That's cool. Let's put some ice on it and keep ourselves elevated for a while. So what's on the tube? Honey, get me a beer from the fridge, will ya, sweetie? Please. That's what it says around the bottle. Yeah, besides that, it does look kind of a little Christmassy. I don't really get that, because it does say unlimited release. What does that mean?
Oh, you know what? I bet that this was one that was probably on a trial period, and it was just a limited release, and it was brought back by popular demand, and they decided to keep it on full
They
time.
really popular demand this, really?
Maybe. I'm just speculating based on what I see on the label. This is the type of label that really got my motor running. I like the lady. She's got a nice smile. She's got ample breasts. She's got soft, supple features. Very feminine. Very inviting. She looks like she's a lot of fun to hang out with. Very playful. Very athletic. Tone. But not tan. You know, you don't want that skin damage from the sun. Yeah, I want a taste. Laguanita. Once I was able to pry my eyes away from the lovely young lady, I noticed all the words, and they're very informative, spaced out, easy to read. A lot of labels cram things in small, weird fonts and shit. This has got, boom, everything laid out black and white in front of you. I would go, for me, it's a 4 out of 5 on the label.
I'll give them a 3.5.
3.75 overall rating on the label.
The price came to $10.49.
One of the more expensive beers on the list.
Yes.
but I'll say it's worth it. It's a good beer. I would pay $10.49 for this again.
The alcohol percentage of this beer is 7.5 burnt wood percentage.
That's not our highest, but that's definitely, top 3, right?
It's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely up there. That is high.
Finish your beer and we'll crack into the second one.
Do I have to finish my entire fucking beer?
You can cheat and we can just crack into the second one.
Yeah, but before we crack into the second ones, shouldn't I take 2 beers to the freezer?
Yes, you should.
Be right back. Axel's gonna get his pump on.
It's pretty fucking hot today. I think I'm just going to make today be a sauna day. Just going to sweat this one out. Do some ohms. Oh. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I feel the vibrations going all through my body. Oh, can you guys feel that bass at home? I'm going to go real deep for you now. Yeah. Can you feel me? I can feel you. Ooh, don't. Oh, you're naughty.
Roxy, next
What?
time you see her, make sure you slap her.
Yeah, I'll slap her every time I see her.
I keep putting nuts out for the customers, and she keeps on eating all the nuts. Maybe other people want to put them nuts in their own mouth.
Everyone knows you're supposed to go bowl, opposite hand, mouth.
Yes.
Bowl, opposite
Yes.
hand, mouth. No, she just shovels it
Bowl, hand that you use for poop, mouth.
in. I've seen her lick the bowls.
Yeah.
All right, let's crack into these second beers. She kind of got me a little wet there.
Yeah.
Here's to my second round with Laguanita. It was but a brief moment, but it felt like an eternity. And my return to an embrace was oh so satisfying.
Are you quoting a line out of Thanos' book?
Thanos was quoting me. But I'll tell you one thing, this girl on the label, she is super, super sexy.
Whoa.
I am totally turned on by this woman on the label.
Why'd you look at the camera like that?
Why is she looking at me like that?
Yeah.
It's such a come hither look. What if a girl named Heather said come hither? That would be a come hither from Heather. Alright, well, this girl on the label, she's got me very intrigued. I can't think about anything else.
She's about a 4.
But when I first saw her in the store, I saw her on that label. So sultry. I just had to have her. And I realized that was brilliant advertising. So it makes me wonder, who was the first person to take a big-breasted, beautiful woman and slap her on their label in order to sell product? Science bitch, tell us the history of sex and advertising.
The earliest known use of sex in advertising came in 1871 when Pearl Tobacco featured a naked woman on their packages. In 1885, W. Duke & Sons inserted playing cards with sexually explicit starlets into their cigarette packs. This helped them grow to be the top-selling American cigarette by 1890. In 1911, Woodbury's facial soap for women was nearly pulled from production until ads featuring sexy couples promising users of their product romantic intimacy jacked sales through the roof. In 1952, Marilyn Monroe was the face of Westmore's of Hollywood makeup brand, and nearly 60 years after her death, she is still being used in adverts for the hair care brand Sexy Hair. Cindy Crawford sold Pepsi, Catherine Zeta-Jones sold cell phones, Jenny McCarthy sold shoes, Kate Upton sold mobile gaming, Cindy Crawford moved away from Pepsi and on to furniture. The list is seemingly endless. Though the use of physically attractive, scantily clad women may be the most highly exploited and direct method to get the juices of commerce flowing, there are more subtle techniques that are commonly used. These methods include sexual behavior, such as a provocative pose, facial expression, or audible cues. You don't always have to be sexy, just act sexy. Sexual reference like double entendre and innuendos takes a word or phrase that is innocent in its literal use and, with a little bit of perverted imagination, turns it into something highly provocative. An example of this is the bar Hooters, who claim they're named after the owl mascot and not Hooters. More subtle still are sexual embeds. These work on an almost subconscious level by using relatively normal items and positioning them in a suggestive manner, causing the brain to associate them with genitalia. Whether in your face or in the back of your mind, it's not hard to see that arousing advertisements will be around for a very long time. I'm the Science Bitch, and now I've got to go shake hands with a man named Peter.
Really?
Thank you, Science Bitch. Do you have a cigarette?
I could use one.
Thank you, Science Bitch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So taste on this. Yeah, you know, after I drink a bunch of it, then it starts to numb my taste to the taste. So it is not as bad as what I was expecting because of the IBUs. I expected it to have freaking crazy bitter. And when it's mean bitter, I mean almost not the wood. There's a difference. There's a wood. When I taste beers, I taste wood, and I taste different types of citrus, but the citrus is the peel, the rind. So I'm either tasting that or the bitter or whatever they want to call it because of the hops. I'm going to give it a 4. It's not that bad. It's, you know, it's not as bad as some of the other beers. I probably should have rated it.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, from the first sip, it's got a lot of flavor to it. Yeah, when I saw the 64.2% IBU, I thought that this was going to be like really hard to get down, really bitter, but I gotta say, it's light, it's easy, it's very tasty and fruity. I wanted to rate it lower, but I think I got to give it a 5.
Really?
For me, I mean, I could drink a million of these. I don't know if I'm going to be able to chug it, but I mean, just going one by one, I don't think I could ever stop on this.
So we're going to
I think it's good for all people. I thought that you were going to be the one to say that it wasn't good, that it was too strong, but
no, it's not that
you,
bad
even
as
a novice, you liked it, so I got to say it's a beer for everybody. I'm going 5 on it.
Okay, so
4.5 total rating. All right, it's time for the Chuggability Challenge. DB, go get our last beers.
Right.
That is a very weird slogan.
Hmm?
There's a very weird slogan around the bottle.
Yeah, isn't that fucking weird?
Yeah.
I read it right.
Yeah. So we're all on a collective disability. That's cool. Let's put some ice on it and keep ourselves elevated for a while. So what's on the tube? Honey, get me a beer from the fridge, will you?
I said,
Sweetie, please.
It's the same thing.
I feel like she walked out on him.
Yeah.
So that she can walk into my heart. Okay, here we go. Let's see how these bad boys go down.
All right, hang on a second before we start this. Holy shit. Really? I have to open my throat, which is very, very smart to do before a chuggability contest, which allows the flow of liquid down your throat at the correct corporation.
You should have done some ohms with it before. DB,
Axel,
suck my dick.
eat shit.
It's such a small mouth. I can keep drinking, but it's got a small hole.
It's that. It's cold. We stop because my teeth get freezing cold. Alright, so we already lost the chuggability contest.
Yeah,
Is
it
all
was a
the people
failure.
see.
I blame the bottle. I like the bottle, but I blame it.
Yeah.
Better in a glass.
So the final thoughts. Not that bad of a beer. If this was on sale, then I'd be like, yeah, that'd be a decent beer to get. Honestly, because this one seems like it has a burnt wood more taste to me, that I have to give it a bust. It would be different if this was $9.99 or an $8.99 beer, then I could rate this in a different area. But being that you are in competition with the best, I'm going to have to give it a bust. We have high ratings on this. This is going to be a controversial bust. I rated it high on every other aspect. What do you give it?
Well, overall, like I said, I like the label. I think it's sexy, grabs your attention. I like the flavor. I thought it was very rich. It did get fruitier as I drank it more and more. At first, I didn't really taste the citrus so
you
much.
lose your taste buds is what
But
it is.
yeah, I started getting the more acidic side of it as the beers rolled on. It was hard to chug. I still didn't finish that, but I will. Yeah, overall, I gotta say, even with the high price, I think that it's worth it. I would pay it again. I would drink it again. I'm going with the beer. So it's our first split decision.
Split decision.
It's a beer and a bust.
A beer
so
and a bust.
you can decide for yourself.
Exactly.
Oh my God, we're giving you the opportunity to think for yourselves.
Go and try it. I think it's a bust.
I think
I
it's a
still
beer.
think it's a beer.
You decide. Until next time, this has been Beer or Bust.
You're going to be pissed off you spent $10.49 for this beer.
I wasn't.